That's cool.
Yeah, so you kill three birds with one stone, basically.
It's a pattern that I see with weightlifting. Um, a lot of times I'll see an athlete that they have a left shift in the squat.
Hmm.
And so what they'll do is that they'll compensate by really ERing the left leg.
Correct.
They'll just so it's not so much that there's a hip shift, but it's more that they just push that leg out to get the ER.
Yes, sir.
They also tend to be in the upper body, they tend to be tighter on the right side, like tighter lat, less shoulder flexion on this side. So I feel like they're kind of like buried. They're kind of doing this in the upper body. It feels like they're turning into their right side, so they can't find the IR. I
Uh-huh.
feel. Um, and so and another aspect of this case is sometimes the right foot is back on the jerk. So they do left foot forward, right foot back. The right foot tends to be a little bit turned out, not too much, but they just can't find that IR.
Correct. That's exactly correct. Yes, sir.
So so what I've been doing in these cases, I've been focusing more on hip shifts. So like I'll keep them in their split position, but just focusing on pushing the left hip back to kind of
Uh-huh.
delay
Uh-huh.
lay that motion. But I saw your video on carries, and I was trying to figure out how I could. I was thinking, uh, for a case like this, would it be all right to do like a left uh, suitcase carry to get the IR for the right foot?
Hmm.
But then should I do any carries for the right arm? I feel because I feel like if I do a suitcase carry on the right side, then I'm going to be accelerating the left, which I don't want to do. And then I was thinking, well, what if I do a kettlebell carry or front rack carry? Because that could at least create some expansion on the right and help them get some,
Okay,
get
but
some ER to capture IR. So I was getting a little confused in this.
okay, hang on. So if we're talking about the back leg and the jerk, so left foot lead, right foot back.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So think about them moving through time. So from initiating the dip, okay, they're going to start from middle to max, right? And then as they split their legs front to back, they've got to go from middle to a delay on the front leg and a late representation on the back leg.
Right.
So I'm moving from IR, okay? So late has more internal rotation superimposed on it to begin with, okay? You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
So think about which carry would you want that would be more representative of a late representation that has more internal rotation superimposed on it. So the simple answer would be you give them a left suitcase carry and you give them a right waiters carry.
Right.
Because that'll turn them as they walk, it will turn them in the same direction that you're trying to turn them in the bottom of the jerk.
Okay.
You see
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, because I was actually using myself as an example before I do this to people, and that's what I was feeling.
It's the best way to do it.
Yeah, so I was using the left suitcase carry and the right waiter or with the front rack carry suitcase front rack, and I was feeling that same sensation.
Yeah, I mean, you'll create the delay, but the question mark is do you want the delay strategy on the rear leg? And I would say you probably want to push them towards late because you're just going to try to square. You're going to try to push the sacrum to square the front, right? Because they gotta catch the if they're not in as much of an IR position underneath the jerk, and you try to catch that in a delayed ER representation, you're probably not going to hold position, right? It's going to be you're going to be too mushy, so to speak, right? And so I would say that you want to keep them representative of middle with the least delay possible. And so, like I said, it'd be a left suitcase and then a right waiters. And I think that's going to literally create the representation that you want because it would superimpose the same pelvic orientation that you're trying to setup in the jerk.
Okay. Oh, so right waders instead of the right front rack.
Yeah, I think it's a better solution because again, you're trying to stay as close to that middle representation as possible,
Got it.
and the rack would move you away from that by creating that delay.
So should I not focus on the with the slight with the tightness on the right side? Should I not focus on that? Should I just focus on moving the left back? Because then once
Okay,
they move
so
back, they won't
hang
be
on.
as buried into the right.
You're going to love this, my friend.
Mm.
Put your right arm up overhead. What is your strategy to keep that weight up overhead? Would it be to close the right side down or to keep the right side open? Side bend to the right with your arm overhead. What just happened to you if you had a weight over your head?
I would fall this way.
Correct. Now reach up overhead, stretch it up as high as you can. Which side got shorter? Which side got longer?
The left side got shorter.
Would that provide you an element of solution for the shift that you're seeing?
I guess
Would that counter the representation that you're seeing?
Yes, because I'll be turning this way.
That is correct, sir.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, so you kill three birds with one stone, basically.
Okay.
Right? You
Yeah.
see it?
Yeah. Because I was getting stuck at the.
So here's the coolest thing. So this waiter's carry for the representation that you just described, we picked up left hip IR. Okay. We picked up a late representation on the right side for the jerk, the rear leg and the jerk, and you eliminated the IR compensatory strategy that they're using. So it's like I said, it's like a big bang exercise for the people that you're talking about.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. And then like I said, and then everything else that I've been doing. So I've been doing a lot of like supplementary stuff with like cables, and then just again focusing on hip shifting, so pushing that left femur back into the hip and kind of expanding posteriorly, so that because it feels like they're overcoming posteriorly on the left right now.
That is
it's
correct.
Forward, so I'm trying to
create the delay
and expand the posterior, the left posterior.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, because so again, you want the sacrum to go straight ahead relative to where the barbell is.
You're right.
Right. I want a sacrum that's in the same, if there was such a thing as a plane, I want the sacrum in the same plane as the barbell.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So to do that, you're going to have to create the sacral orientation, which is what you're doing.
Yeah, because like they can keep the bar level, but I just noticed now that they're twisting somewhere else to keep it level without orienting the whole body.
And there you go. And you
want
to minimize that. Yeah.
Right. Because in these athletes with that kind of representation, I notice sometimes they'll have left knee pain. Mm-hmm. Like when they do, like they can do jerks, but they can't do splits, like deep split squats, because that forward translation on the left foot is sensitive.
Right. So they're not capturing the full IR representation. So they're not turning the sacrum, literally just the same thing we just said. It's like they're not squaring the sacrum to the front. They're staying in that measure of ER as they're trying to descend in the split squat, whereas they need it in the jerk because the jerk is above that full IR representation, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, very.
Thank you.
That's a good one, man. I like it.